I'm Sanjana John, and I'm here as Anand John's sister. Proud to be Anand John's sister, and here to request to you, each and every one, to come forth to support my brother. Not just as my brother, but one amongst you, a human being. Anand John has been in jail for the last 8.5 months on allegations. If a person can be put behind bars based on allegations without any material evidence and be denied a chance to defend himself effectively, then what is justice? The universal law is a man is innocent until proven otherwise. Why isn't that applying in this case? Anand John has always been somebody considered the pride of the country, the cultural ambassador of India, who has cherished his roots, values, and lived with his family, his mother and sister, taken care of us from the time he was 16. And the time when he got entrapped in such a situation is only when his company got funded. When Wall Street came forth, evaluated the company at millions, and were about to invest millions into his name, is when these alleged accusations came forth from a whole bunch of people who had been around him for years together. At this point, not just as a sister, not just as an Indian, but as a person who's worked with him, as a person who believes in human and civil rights, this is a gross violation of that. Where is the truth in how can anybody be kept like this? This is why we're having a candlelight vigil tomorrow in Artesia. It is a community coming together. It's our family, my extended family, that constitutes of all the people in this country. That includes the African Americans, Hispanics, whites. I don't believe in class, creed, or culture. I think we stand as humans as one. And I want you and every one of you to step forth to fight for injustice. Truth and justice has to prevail in this case, and that cannot if a person isn't given a chance to defend himself. And in Anand John's case, a person who for the last 10 years has only been a phenomenon of success and pride, why is he being targeted and victimized like this? Who framed him? Who is doing this to him? The victimization of Anand John has to stop, because today if it has happened to him, tomorrow it could happen to you. It could happen to any one of you. And that's why these questions have to be raised, and this has to stop, and truth has to come to light. Thank you.
I'm Shashi, Abraham Anand John's mother. I need help from all of you, the support of everybody. An innocent person is in jail now. And if he has to come out, all of you has to help us. Our voice should be heard, because there should be justice. Justice, sometimes, you got to ask for it, otherwise you don't get it. Please be there to support us. Tomorrow we are doing a candlelight vigil, and one and all of you should be there for that. And pray for Anand, because Anand is not only a wonderful human being, he's a great son. And he has made the country proud all these years. And today, when he is alone suffering inside a jail, all that I can ask from all of you is your prayers and your support. Thank you.
So Shashi, when you first heard this case that he got arrested, what was your reaction?
I didn't believe it. First I thought it was just a prank that people were playing. Because Anand is a very gentle person. So when I heard that this was on molestation and things like that, I just didn't believe at all, because he can't hurt anybody. He's a very gentle person, and he's a person who respects women. He has looked after me, that's his mother, and Sanjana, his sister, all these years. And I've seen him being so careful and so protective about every single human being, mostly women, and all the girls who have worked with him, and everyone. So he is not capable of doing something like this. So this was beyond my belief that Anand has been taken in or arrested on charges of molestation. Even today, I haven't believed it. And I know the whole world is going to know one day or the other that Anand is innocent. And what happened to Anand is sheer victimization.
So, Sanjana, do you think that he's a victim of inner politics of fashion industry?
It could be. Because as you know, 2007 Newsday had picked him up as a designer to watch for. It wasn't an Italian or French designer. It was an Indian boy from, India who was picked. And it's only after that this whole targeting became, I would say, very focused.
Was he threatened by any chance by
There
some
were. There were threats. In fact, there were instant messages that were sent to him. And when he sent it to his attorney, they kind of laughed it off, saying, oh, it's just you becoming famous, it does happen. So they didn't realize the seriousness of threats till this actually happened.
And was it like just to come to a compromise, or to quit his career in US and go back to India, that kind of situation?
I guess it was more so that, you're out of your territory here, and basically at the end of the day, I guess he was outshining in his field, and he was getting to be, as I said, Wall Street was funding him, and it was a line that was going global. And it's very strange, 2 weeks before his huge show for LA Fashion Week is when he gets arrested.
So let's say even if there is an angle to the conspiracy, why the cops accepted a case that was registered, or let's say eventually happened 1 year back?
There are cases that they've accepted from 5 years ago. Up to 5 years ago.
And what are the material evidence?
There is none. Out of all these people, the strangest thing is there are no 911 calls. There is no material evidence. There is one rape kit. And let's highlight the fact that one rape kit came back completely without any signs of trauma or rape. It's a negative rape.
So no medical report so
There
far?
is nothing.
None.
And no kind of email communication or circumstantial evidence of anybody has seen, so nothing.
That's why most of these people, after the alleged assault, they have been around him, traveling with him, living with him, traveling with us to India.
So even if, let's say, try to understand this case, even if they have said that the alleged crime has happened on certain dates, even after that they lived with him, right?
Yes.
Then how can this case be accepted?
That's our question too. This is exactly what I want people to understand. There has not been a scratch on anybody. There's nothing. No material evidence. No screaming people. Nobody running down the street. No 911 calls. This is America. Every child knows 911 here. Why didn't one out of these people call a 911?
Even in the court itself, the DA admitted there was no injury on any of the
But
girls.
then the people who arrested him on certain charge, the question is that is it possible that they're highly linked with the politics of the fashion industry?
We just don't know whether it is just the fashion industry. We know that there's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
So let's say, firstly speaking, that there is a possible connection between the conspirator and the
It could be
law enforcement.
there are few players.
There's definitely prosecutorial. If you look at it, what's happened in the Duke case, which is a classic example that you can refer and look at, because it was a similar situation. So how did that happen? And now look at it. The prosecutor was fired, and why? Because there was so much misconduct in that case. Overzealous prosecution is not fair. Every person has to look at the case.
But are you going to then file for the human right violation? Because I think this case is then in India, I don't know the equivalent in US, but in India, if such is the case, you can always file the case against the state for the violation of the fundamental right.
Which normally, yes, we are looking into all the options, because like I said, when somebody is being kept without material evidence on all these charges, only based on somebody saying, it's like if I get 10 people to come and stand with me and say something bad about a third person, you're saying without any hardcore evidence, you can just hold that person behind. What's the motive? That's the thing. What is the motive here? Anand has been a successful person. He's been doing well. This is ridiculous that a person who's lived with his mom and sister, respected women, and lived a life of respect. He doesn't smoke or drink or take drugs. Nothing. He's a workaholic. He's, struggled from his school days, to come to this level of success. It's not fair to do that to a person, to target him and victimize him.
Okay, thank you.